Lauren Becerra, and my speech is an informative speech. Have you ever been in a nursing home? I have, but it was when I was 8 years old in elementary school. Every year, my classmates and I would go next door to the nursing home, and we would entertain the elderly by singing songs and doing many other things. And when I would go to that nursing home, I would always get the smell of urine, which made me have a bad perspective of that nursing home every time I would go there. Until I became a CNA, I didn't understand why older people acted the way they did. Some would scream for no reason, some would hit each other, some would even be sleeping when we would be singing to them. So what is a CNA? A CNA is a certified nurse assistant who works under the supervision of an LVN or an RN. We provide many care for each individual resident and do many things for them, such as we feed and bathe them. Okay. We also feed them in a certain way. We transport them from their bed to their chair. How to become a CNA. Being a CNA, you go through a state test. You start out in a classroom environment. First off, you'll start off reading the book, learning how to properly feed a resident, learning the fire safety. You will also learn how to mobility them by walking, teaching them how to walk again, since some of them have had strokes, so it takes a lot of them more time to walk than others. So what all does a CNA do? CNAs not only just feed a resident, bathe them, or even help them walk again. There's a lot more that goes into that. By transporting a resident, for instance, some may not be able to walk, so you have to have a lot of upper body strength. From, to a bed to a chair, it may be very difficult for them. Your chair, for instance, from their bed has to be at a 45-degree angle. They have to be able to grasp your shoulders, and you have to properly do a completely rotation to move them from their bed very slowly, so where you do not break any of their bones or anything else that may harm them. A daily routine for me. I work the 2 to 10 p.m. shifts, so when I get to work, I start showers for the residents. And giving a shower to a resident is a very different thing from you and I taking a shower. For instance, you will use 4 towels to give a resident a shower. You must have a shower chair for them so they may not harm themselves. So when I get them in the shower room, I place a towel on the floor so they don't fall, so they can get some stability when I transport them from their shower chair, to their wheelchair to their shower chair. I then ask them, because privacy is a big thing, if they would like me to help them shower, if they want to do it by themselves, because you want each individual resident to be as independent as possible. So if they do not prefer you to wash their hair, you must respect their wishes because they have just as many rights as you do. Then after a shower, we'll transport them back into their room, make sure they are dressed for dinner, and we'll normally lay them back down in bed. Same goes for when you lay them back in bed. You must make sure they have, for instance, if a resident is usually independent and they want to get up by themselves, you have to be very aware of that. Most residents who try to get up by themselves, you'll have a mat on the floor, so if they tend to get up by themselves and they do not have an alarm on, that if they do fall, they have that mat on the floor, so if they fall, they won't have as much injury. And they also should have a alarm on them, so if they fall, it will detach and it will call us so we know if they are harmed or not and know what has happened. Once they're ready for dinner, we'll take them down to the dining area, whether they prefer to eat in their room or not. Each individual resident has to be fed a certain way. Some are unable to feed themselves, so you must be able to help them. A lot of them don't understand. For instance, I have a blind resident who every now and then she also has dementia, so every night I have to remind her, hey, you're okay, I'm here helping you, because she's always saying, I'm blind, I can't see, I don't know where I am. So I have to tell her probably 5 times a day, I'm here, I'm helping you eat, you're going to be okay. So how to deal with stress being a CNA. You just got to really know your stress levels, be the best you can be, and really take into effect that it doesn't just affect you, it affects everybody around you. And can anyone be a CNA? I think no, you have to be very patient person, a very caring person, because also you have to have a mature mind. And by saying a mature mind, you're dealing with a lot of, you're dealing with the opposite sex, different people, and you're coming in contact with a lot of different things and all other things. So you have to have a really mature mind. Is it worth it? Yes, I absolutely agree. My job is worth every single bit of it. Just seeing a smile on each individual's face brightens my day, whether it's just talking to them for a few minutes or not. Just seeing that smile on their face and making their day better makes it all worth it for me.